Hi all, this is Vinayak here.
And I'm Asmita.
And welcome to this particular session where we are going to talk about cooking as a life skill. Now, what is a life skill? Let us look at a Wikipedia definition of a life skill. So, life skill is an ability for adaptive and positive behavior that enables us deal with challenges of life effectively.
Simply put, life skill is something with which we can live life at ease.
So, living life at ease is possible only with a certain skill that we have, and that is life skill. Such an easy definition, isn't it? We didn't have to go, beat around the bush to define such an easy thing. So, I would like to ask you one thing here. Now, in life you would have faced various situations, various events in your life, and I would like to just close your eyes and then think of situations of your life. What kind of different situations that you have faced in life, and is there anything that you can categorize those situations in broader perspective? Can you please think? I'll just wait. We'll wait for like 2 to 3 seconds. Just please think of the situations of your life.
Okay, we'll tell you what. There can be only two types of situation: good situation or bad situation. Can you think of any other situations than these?
So these are the broader situations of life. The things that we like, we call good. The things that we do not like, we call bad. Don't we? So we have categorized into good situation and bad situation. All the situations, whatever situation you can take in your life, they either fall in good or bad. So now let us try to put those situations as per the definition that we have already defined here. So life skill is something that comes handy in both good and bad situations. Isn't it true? Isn't it an amazing and awesome discovery that anybody can do?
And such a simple one.
Yes. So let us see some important life skills now. Now again, we are just googling it, and then this is available for everybody. So some important perceived life skills are communication,
decision making,
interpersonal creative thinking,
assertiveness, self-awareness,
and some even say that the swimming, cycling, and very intricate skills like that are also life skills.
But let me tell you, you are not going to learn anything about these skills here.
No, we are not going to talk about any of these things. We are not going to teach you how to communicate, nor we are going to teach you how to take decision, improve your interpersonal skills, and so on.
In fact, we are going to talk about an more important life skill, and that is cooking.
So in fact, we have come to a conclusion that cooking is a very, very important life skill, and not only life skill, it is the basic life skill. So in this session, we are going to cover 6 stories, 6 inspiring stories. We will not tell you what we derive out of these stories. We will simply present these stories to you. It is for you to infer like what connects all these stories together. Okay, so let us look one by one. We are going to be talking about Harbhajan Kaur, who is a 94-year-old lady. We are going to talk about Rajkumari, known as Kisan Chachi, who is 58-year-old. We are going to talk about Little Chef Kicha and Vikas Khanna, Asha Sivraj, and one unknown person. The story number 1. Name Rajkumari. She is known as Kisan Chachi. She is 58-year-old now, but when she got married in Muzaffarnagar, after she had 3 children back to back, you know what happened? Her father-in-law married again, and the new mother-in-law forced these people out of their house. Now they debarred from any of the facilities that are available in the house, and she was literally thrown out of the house. And she was very courageous, very woman with very high esteem. So they had 2.5 acres in their name. So what she did was, she started growing vegetables. The husband was okay, and he was also supporting. But then this woman was the one who took the lead of the family. So she grew vegetables in 2.5 acres apart from growing tobacco. And very soon she realized that the income from the tobacco is not sufficient to run the family. So she grew vegetables and she would not give it to any middleman to sell it. So she would go herself to the mandi and sell it. And how will she do it? She will put it on a bicycle and do it. And where did she learn the bicycle from? Her son. Her son taught her the bicycle. She would harvest the vegetables every day. She would go to mandi and sell them. Now the inspiration does not stop here. She also learned a two-wheeler, as you saw in the photograph. And she empowered 300 other women in her village to grow the vegetables and to sell it. And very soon she also realized that growing the vegetables and selling will not again be sufficient, because the vegetables have their own shelf life. So she started converting the vegetables into jams and pickles. That is why she's called as Kisan Chachi. She makes jams and pickles, multiple varieties of it, and very soon she's known by the state government, central government, so much so that she was awarded Padma Shri by the central government and Kisan Shri by the government. And she has appeared in many other shows, and her specialty is that you can see she wears only yellow sarees. She's 58 now and still she works. She works like magic.
Very intelligent woman, I must say. Now, the second story, Harbhajan Kaur, age 94, yes, 94 years old, and placed Chandigarh. She didn't earn anything till she was 94, and then one day she just expressed her desire to her daughter that she wanted to earn something. And then her daughter gave her an idea. Because she was good at cooking, she asked her to make besan ki barfi, which she used to make very good. And then when she started making, she started getting orders. And now she was tweeted by Anand Mahindra in his tweet, and she became a sensation throughout the country. So
that goes to prove that the age is no barrier for aspiring anything. She didn't want to earn this money and then spend it or anything. She just wanted to have that kind of an esteem in her life that before she died, she wants to
earn something.
Have the feeling of earning something or doing something of her own.
Yes, that satisfaction she wanted to have.
Very inspiring indeed. And the third story is of a little boy who is 10 years old now, but then when he started his actual thing, he was only 6 years old. His name is Nihal Raj. He's from Kochi, and he is regarded as the youngest Indian chef. He started showing interest in cooking when he was 3 years old, because his mother was a baker, and then he started his own YouTube channel when he was only 6, and he's got amazing number of followers on his YouTube channel, more than 40,000. And he was invited by many international TV celebrities like Ellen and you name it. You can go and check out on YouTube the Kicha. Then you will know lots of his videos on the YouTube.
He is damn cute.
He's cute, he's talented, and he's spontaneous. And he has achieved a global child prodigy in 2020 and many more national and international awards. Right now also, even these days also, he is experimenting with so many things, and the kind of recipes that he comes up with are very cute. Like one of the recipes which was very viral, it was known as Mickey Mouse mango ice cream.
Wow.
Yeah.
Story number 4, Vikas Khanna, age 48, and he's from Amritsar. Who doesn't know this person? The Michelin star chef, and he was one of the judges in MasterChef India. But these all didn't come very easy for him. He had to work hard. He had to go with such a determination. He was born with misaligned legs and arms, and he had to wear those wooden shoes which were very heavy. He was mocked by his friends. So to escape from these friends, he used to go into the kitchen and sit along with his grandmother, and he started observing. From there, his relationship with cooking started. He observed his grandmother cooking, what the masalas that she used to put and the ingredients that went into cooking, and developed interest in cooking. And then at the age of 17, he started his catering business. And also he went into the Manipal Culinary School. There also he didn't get the admission so easily because he didn't know English. But somehow with his determination, he went to the dean and spoke to him and got the admission. And then to take this forward, he went to New York and for further studies, and he has served big personalities like Narendra Modi, Barack Obama, and many others. And apart from this, he is such a humble human being. He is so down to earth. In this lockdown period, he has fed more than 13 million people in India. Isn't it inspiring?
Very inspiring indeed. And even I heard that he used to serve in langars.
Yes.
He used to serve poor people back home also. And very inspiring. Even I didn't know about his story. But when we had to research recently, I came to know about it. And I think he's also one of the very good looking men.
Yes. In
around.
2011, he was awarded that.
Yes. So at such a, I would say, young age, 48, he has achieved a lot. Especially looking at his background, like he was not physically fit those days.
True.
And talking about physical fitness, if you think that even now you have to be perfectly physically fit in order to cook, think again. Because now we want to tell you the story of Asha Shivraj. She's 30-year-old, she's from Bangalore, and she has featured in Zaika Ka Tadka. When we were just researching, we came across one YouTube channel called Zaika Ka Tadka. And it was very interesting to see that they were conducting this particular episode for visually impaired women and their culinary skills. And all of them are extraordinary human beings. And this particular lady, we saw her video where she was cutting the onions and all the vegetables. She was frying puri, and
like any of us.
like anyone of us, probably better than us,
Yeah.
in fact. So she was born with a vision loss, and she works in some state health insurance corporation here, and she's educated, and she got married 6 years back. And her parents earlier didn't allow her to cook, but then after she got married, she was kind of forced to learn cooking, kind of. And then you can go and check out her video on the YouTube. It's very inspiring, very, very
She
inspiring.
learned cooking just by hearing the YouTube videos.
Hearing the YouTube videos, guys. It's not like seeing. We all are used to seeing the YouTube videos. She heard them and then started preparing.
Just imagine a person who doesn't know how it looks like and she's preparing it the way we do. That's amazing.
And the next story is, we would not tell the name, we would like you to imagine who it could be. So he or she is a common techie and working in Electronic City in Bangalore. Maybe the age of 23 to 25, you can say. And till he or she was 18, he or she enjoyed the food prepared by the mother. And from 18 to 22, they survived on hostel food. Then he or she joins a typical software firm in Bangalore. And as any firm would have, this company also had a subsidized food. And they were very happy for getting the cheap food during the office hours. Like you would go early in the morning, like 7 o'clock, they are present in the office, have nice breakfast, lunch, and probably evening snacks also, and come back home. And at times, like during the weekends probably, or at times they would make a great dish, that is 2 minutes noodles at their home, or probably some eggs here and there. So this particular person had a beautiful kitchen in the place that he was staying in. What happened later? The lockdown moment came. The lockdown was so severe that even the food delivery people were also not operating in his area. So he would not get the food from outside, and as he would be very bored of cooking, whatever. So he somehow did not set up his kitchen. And as a result, what happened? He had to starve, or he had to, really suffer a lot during the lockdown period. And he cursed his fate. He cursed himself, saying that, "Kash, if मैं खाना पकाना सीख गया होता." So this situation, don't you think that it is relevant to most of us? In fact, to be honest, I have faced this situation. It was not a lockdown situation then for sure, but then it was kind of a situation where I was bored of having outside food. And I cursed myself for not learning the cooking before then. And that is what prompted me to learn it. I'll tell you about my stories later, but then yes, when it comes to, hearing a story like this techie, or it could be anybody, a typical bachelor who is just out of his house, they are going to face this kind of a problem for sure.
So, which story is most inspiring for you and why? Please send us the feedback. But can you see there is something common in all these stories? Can you just think of it? Yes, no points for guessing. It's cooking.
So each one of these story, and in fact the last story also, it is all germinated or culminated because there was a very strong reason behind it. All those 5 inspiring people, they had to cook in some or the other point of their life, either out of compulsion or out of passion or out of doing something, determination, aspiration, whatever it is, there was a very strong reason behind them for becoming whatever they are. And if you closely see, even the last person, the techie, is also in that situation because of a reason, or at least he thought so. So talking about the inspiring people and their reasons, what Shakespeare has once said is, strong reasons make strong actions. They definitely had a very strong reason behind them. That is why they have become strong people and they took strong actions.
Very true.
Now, when we speak about the cooking, not everybody can cook, isn't it? Now, you may not have cooked at all. Now, can you name the reasons that you have for not cooking? Can you think of any reasons? Maybe you can give us a feedback, or you can, maybe we would have missed on something of listing them out. So you may have your own reasons for not cooking.
Yeah. So we would like to know those reasons.
Now we have listed some of the reasons that commonly they are heard. The reason for not cooking are know-how.
Time consuming it is.
It's very time consuming, isn't it? Like, who would have time to cook? And I'm like, rather I would like to watch TV or watch YouTube or do something else, why I would cook?
It's complicated. See, cooking is so complicated. So many things goes into the cooking. So why simply cooking? Why make life so complicated? Just sit and relax.
My laziness. I don't even know what to cook, why to cook. Somebody is there to cook for me. So I'm lazing around and doing something of my own. So I don't want to cook.
Fear of failure. What if whatever I cook is not liked by others? What if this happens? What if that happens? So simply avoid cooking.
Lack of ideas. Every single morning I have this in my mind, like what to do for breakfast, what to either cook or what to eat, or even if my mother or anybody asks me, I would be thinking like what to cook. So I don't even get ideas at times. I may have had thousands of dishes already, but then I don't get, when I have to think what to eat, I may not get it.
Thinking what to cook is more difficult than cooking sometimes. Someone has always cooked for me. My mother, my friends, or somebody, or a cook maybe. Yes, he has always cooked for me. So why should I bother to learn cooking or cook?
Do you have any idea about the mess that the cooking creates during and after? Like during the cooking, you have to chop the vegetables, you have to clean the peel, so many things, so much of stuff doing. And after the cooking, after you had food, oh my God, who will wash the utensils? I'm not going to cook for
sure.
That's
a tedious job, I must say. Just order the food over the phone. Why to cook? Just order it and get it delivered and enjoy with your friends. Party time.
So if you can book, why cook?
Yeah.
And if you go to the supermarkets, you get some ready-to-eat meals now, just in the packet. Get it, heat it, put it in the hot water, eat it. You can get dal makhni, you can get any stuff that you need. Why is the need of cooking? You know, I remember clearly whenever I used to travel abroad, like in China and European countries, and I was, initially I used to be excited to go there because, it's a new country, new place to see, new food to be had and all. But then after like 2 to 3 days, I would get bored of the food over there. Then I used to take the ready to eat packet, the meal there. Used to put it in the hot water and then eat it. Oh my God, it was heaven. So similarly, who would like to cook here?
So lastly, kitchenware. Who will invest time to go to the market and search for kitchenware, buy it and bring it, arrange in the kitchen? It's better to avoid all this. Correct?
So, Arans, these are all the reasons behind not cooking. Do you really think so? These are all the reasons? Think again. Because Julia Child, a very, very famous chef from France, said once that there are reasons and then there are excuses. Now we have to set aside our excuses and reasons, and I don't have to tell you the difference between the reasons and the excuses now. Like the moment I say excuses, now you know what are the reasons and excuses very clearly, because it is very human nature that if we do not do certain things, we think there is a reason behind it. No, not necessarily. The reasons are something that actually they have to empower us for doing or not doing something. But if we do not do something because of certain things that actually is not inspiring us to do certain things which we have to do, we ought to do, then they are rather not reasons, they are excuses. So that's what the Julia Child says. And incidentally, as I said, she is a chef. So much related to our work, the kind of work that we are doing. So having defined that the reasons are there and they have to be rather strong enough to take a strong action, now let us see some strong reasons behind why one should cook. Now there are umpteen number of reasons. Okay, there are umpteen number of ways which will tell you why one must start cooking immediately. If you do not know cooking, start today. And we have only chosen few of them. Now we will go one by one. The first reason is self-reliance. Cooking makes you independent. Do you remember, or probably you don't remember also, when was the first time when you actually walked from crawling to walking? Those days we used to fall down, our father or mother used to pick us up, and then likewise, one day it just happened that we started walking. And after walking, without us knowing, we became independent. We don't have to be dependent on anybody. So similarly, if you see certain people, whether it's a housewife you can say, or anybody who doesn't know driving, for example, not necessarily housewife, anybody who doesn't know driving, he's mainly dependent on the cabs or the drivers or anything to go anywhere else. He or she would not be completely independent.
Yeah, I am an example for that.
Giving example. So learning cooking definitely makes you independent, and it will make you self-reliant end of the day.
The second reason is healthy eating habit. See, given a choice, would you like to have bad food? No, right? So when you order food from outside, you don't know what all has gone into it. The ingredients, the amount, the quantity of ingredients, and after eating so many times you might have experienced an upset stomach or some problem with your health. But if you start cooking on your own, you will see the difference, because you know exactly what has gone into the food that you are preparing, and you can control what you want, what you don't want, depending on the food you want to eat. Correct? And also, when you get so many foods from outside, the ingredients, most of the ingredients you cannot even pronounce it. You don't even know what those are.
They are not even the food half of the times.
Correct.
They start with ER, some number, some regulator and all that. I mean, do you think that it is really required to be eaten and should be present in our food?
Labels don't matter.
So labels lie also at the same time. So eating healthy habit is one thing that you should learn cooking. Third reason, saves us money. Outside food is more, it's expensive in more ways than one. If you think that buying the food only results in we having to spend some money upfront there because we have to anyway it is little more expensive than the food that is cooked at home. No, I'm not referring to that alone. That is also there, and the survey has shown that depending on the kind of food that you eat at home and order outside also. So generally the outside food is about 15 to 20 times more expensive than the food that is cooked at home. So that is one part anyways. Why I'm saying that it is expensive in more ways than one is because you don't know what is gone inside the food that you order from outside. And generally the people have a tendency, like we being from the fraternity, we know they have a tendency to save the money, and thus by going for the cheaper material. And then when I say cheaper material, you don't even know the origin of them, how they are actually harvested or processed and so on. You might have heard lots of stories about how the color goes into the turmeric powder, how the sawdust goes into the masala powder. Oh my god, they are like really scary, frightening stories, So do you think that whatever you do not know or whatever is not food, and if you eat that, if it goes into your body, is your body is going to be healthy? No, right? You're definitely going to spend on the medical bills. Now, those medical bills put together, that is why I said the eating outside is expensive in more ways than one. So think about it. If not for anything, at least you have to buy the belt every year probably because the size of the belt grows.
Yeah. Next is stress buster. Try this out. Whenever you are stressed, just try to prepare something. And you'll see the sudden change in your mood after you prepare something because of the feeling that you have created something and you are eating what you have created. So that gives a different kind of feeling to you, and then that's a stress buster.
And reason number 5 is creativity. Somebody has said that cooking is very much similar to art or music probably. In art you have colors and canvas, and you have to create with few colors only. You have to create the world of the arts. People are still doing so much of art and then it's still not dried up. It's still coming. So it's an ocean. Similarly, in the music also, there are few notes, just about 7 notes, but then so much of variation in the music that is possible. Similarly, in the cooking also, with very few ingredients, you are able to make so much of variety. So it is no less than an art. That is why we call it as cooking is an art.
Reason number 6, stronger relationships. See, food is a common thing that brings together everybody. So when you cook, try it out. You cook along with your friends or your partner and then see the bond that develops between you both. And also when you cook for your friends or for your partner and serve it and then they like your food, that creates a different kind of bond between you both. So it's a relationship builder.
So nothing brings people together like the good food. That's also a very popular saying. Now reason number 7, the last reason for today, but it is no less in any means, cooking is spiritual. Now why would we call cooking is spiritual? So see, basically there are 5 koshas of us, starting from the outermost kosha that is called as Annamaya kosha, which is a physical sheath. We go up to Anandamaya kosha. Now we will explain what is what are these koshas and why we have named as Annamaya kosha and how these koshas are important actually in our the actual main course. Okay, definitely we are going to talk more about it because it really takes a lot of intent and a lot of attention from the people who are addressing that.
And you ought to know it.
So cooking is no joke and cooking is not a mundane work. You've got to be really kind of serious, and when I don't mean serious by you have to be like really serious because it gives a lot of joy, but then you got to be knowing what you're cooking and what goes into cooking, what makes you cook, what makes you eat, and what actually makes the entire stuff that is going on, because all we know is the physical body is made of only the food that we eat, right? So that means that is directly proportional to the cooking, directly related to the cooking. So howsoever is the cooking, that much is the food that we eat. So what we are is basically the food. And that is why we say that cooking is the first step into spirituality, because it deals with the Annamaya Kosha, the outermost sheath. So we are going to talk about know food, know your body. Like what kind of body you have and how the food affects your body parts and thus your interiority. The food is a major element that affects everything else. Now exactly why we have named our course as Annamaya Kosha, because as I said, it represents the food body, and this is the outermost sheath that is to access the inner self of you. And the food nourishes us, so we rather give full attention to the food because that nourishes our body.
We should get rid of the casual attitude that most of us show towards the food.
Like watching the TV or reading something and having the food. We are not saying that it's not possible. People are not they don't derive happiness out of it. They do, but then it will have its own consequences. Or instead, just do this. I don't know, many of you would be doing that also. While having food, just have food. Isn't it easy? Because you are having food, so have food. Don't do anything else.
Give 100% to the thing that you are doing.
And if you do that, and if you're not doing that already, do it for 1 week and see the result. See the positive effects of this on your body. You will know what we mean. So just imagine yourself to be physically fit at all times.
Visualize you are more efficient on your work front because of the great food you have had.
Imagine that your family members are healthy at all the times.
Dream of the days you have no stomach upsets.
Imagine the days with no hospital bills, no medicine.
Think of the great joy of social events like potluck brings. Sharing is caring.
Think of yourself not being prey to the multinational fake food manufacturers.
Wonder how come the homemade food tastes much better than the outside food.
We will help you all your imagination come true if you know how to cook. So our mission is to make one great cook every family and thus empower the entire family lead a healthy lifestyle. What we mean by this is, you must have heard that if one woman or a lady is educated in any house, then the entire house is literate. So similarly, one great cook, when we say cook, it is not necessarily the person who knows how to prepare some food. It is exactly the thing that we already described to you, that what goes into the cooking, the ingredients, the moods, everything else, everything around the cooking. When one knows it fully, then the things will be completely different. So he or she will not be able to lead the healthy life for himself, but entire family. And thus, if you have one such person every family, just imagine the world around you. It will be a very healthy society around you. So don't you like to contribute to building such healthy society around you? So please join us. We will be talking about more. Now little bit about us here. Now humble introduction. Together we have been running a cafe called Ista Cafe for more than 3.5 years now. And our endeavor was to provide healthy food to the people in the form of rather contemporary dishes. And in the bargain, we have conducted lots of exhibitions ourselves. We have attended exhibitions,
workshops, events.
We have conducted cooking workshops here, and we taught people how to make healthy food out of ancient ingredients such as millets and other heirloom ingredients. And
we have, I think, more than 150 dishes that we have created on our own.
Yes. So these are some of our creations. You can see the wood-fired millet pizza. Probably we were one of the pioneers, you can say, to make them. And we played around with the food literally,
balls, yeah.
When we say protein balls, we literally have played around with the food. So many of the things are that
Jawar roti wrap, it's a Indian Subway, you can call it.
Indian substitute to the Subway.
Yes.
The cannonballs, Indian substitute to the Chinese Manchurian. And the kadam platter is another steamed idli that we have. So on. and some of the views of our friends who have become friends after they were first customers to us. So they have given us a real good reviews. If you want to check it out, please go to Trustpilot and search for Annamaya Kosha. There you will find all of them. And we thank them wholeheartedly for giving such an encouragement to us in order to move with our mission forward. And with you, of course, having shown interest in our work, we are definitely going to create a healthy world around us through cooking. So that's about it. That's about why cooking is a life skill. See you in more videos later. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.